Technology is not complicated. It is not explained properly. Hi, my name is Sai. Welcome to my YouTube channel Decoding with Sai. Here, I will be explaining each day one unique topic that you have not understand properly. In the current video, we will understand what is SQL. Let's go back to the restaurant example that I have shown in the database video. Imagine a busy restaurant. Customers are coming in, waiters are taking orders, and the kitchen is preparing food. Bills are being generated at the counter, but behind these activities, one important thing is happening. The restaurant is storing the data. It stores customer details, menu items, orders, and it stores the bills. This organized storage information is called a database. I will write database as DB for the difference. For example, we can ask who ordered food, what did they order, how much the bill was, how many orders were placed. So SQL is like a simple language that helps us get useful answers from stored data. Now let us understand what SQL actually does. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. That may sound technical, but the idea is very simple. SQL is the language we use to talk to a database. Think of it like asking a question. You ask the question. The questions could be, show me all the menu items, show me today's orders, show me customers who have unpaid bills. The database understands the SQL question and gives back the answer in a neat table. SQL is not just random code. It is a structured way of asking for information. In a restaurant, instead of searching every record manually, the manager can simply ask the database a question using SQL, and the database quickly returns the exact result. So the flow that could be said as send an SQL query to database. Database will generate neat results which could be understood very easily. Now let's start with the first SQL concept, select. Select means choosing what data you want to see. Imagine you have a menu table in the restaurant database. This table has item names, prices, description, categories, item ID. But maybe we want to see the food name and the price. A consumer is not worried about what the item ID is. It wants the food and at what price the food is listed in that particular restaurant. For that, we use select. This is the example of how to get output from a table using select. Select item name, which was the column name, comma, price, which is the price column name, from. Menu items is the table in which the data is stored. This means show me the item names and prices from the menu items table. Select does not change the data. It only shows the data we asked for. So in simple words, select is like asking the restaurant system, please show me this specific information. Now imagine the restaurant has a long menu. There are snacks, meals, drinks, desserts, and expensive special dishes. But the customer is a bit choosy. They have their own budget for which they want the items to be listed in. Which is why the customer can ask, show me only items below 200 rupees. So we put a condition on the pricing, nothing else. This is where. Where is a keyword in SQL? WHERE. is used. Where filters the data using a condition. For example, select item name price from menu items, as it was given in the previous slide. After that, we put where price is less than 200. This means show the item names and prices from the menu table, but only where the price is less than 200. So where helps us avoid unnecessary data. It shows only the records that match our condition. In restaurant language, where is like saying, do not show me the full menu, show me only the budget friendly items. It is the main purpose of where. Now, suppose we want to arrange the menu items by price. Maybe the restaurant manager wants to see the cheapest item first. Or maybe they want to see the most expensive item first. For this, SQL uses order by. Order by sorts the results based on the conditions that the user or the database manager has given. For example, continuing on from the previous slides, we want to select something from menu items, some columns from menu items, and then we put order by price. So this shows the menu items from lowest to highest. If you want expensive first, we can use descending order. By default, SQL uses ascending order if we do not give any ordering while we are placing the query. The terms used for descending is D, E, S, C. And for ascending, we don't need to put anything. In a restaurant, it can be used to sort menu items by price. It can also sort orders by time. It can also sort bills by amount. And it can help the manager quickly understand the data. Now imagine the restaurant manager asks, how many orders did we receive today? If there are hundreds of orders, counting them manually would take time. SQL makes this easy using count. Count is used to count records. For example, select count asterisk from orders. This means count all records in the orders table. If the orders table has 250 rows, SQL will return 250. So count gives us a number. It can ask questions like how many customers are registered, how many menu items are available, how many orders were placed, how many bills were generated. We can also use count with where. For example, we can count only the orders placed by one customer. So count is very useful when we want totals from the database. Now let us understand a concept called as join. Join is one of the most important ideas in SQL. A restaurant database usually stores information in separate tables. As shown here, there is a customers table, there is an orders table. We want to make a joined result with the customer name and the order ID in the same table. So what we do, and with the help of join, we can know which customer placed which order, because as we can see in this table order, we have customer ID but we don't have the customer name. In the customers, we have the customer ID but we don't have the item name or the order ID. So SQL needs to connect both the tables, and we use join for this. Join connects related tables using a common column. For example, the customers table has a customer ID and the orders table has a customer ID. So SQL uses common customer ID, which is 101, 102, 103. Based on this, it joins both the tables. So join is like connecting the restaurant customer record with the order slip. It helps us see the full story, not just the order ID, but who placed the order and what they ordered. So, SQL may look difficult at first, but when we connect it to real life example, it becomes simple. In a restaurant, data is everywhere. Customers give their details, menu items have their prices, orders are placed, bills are created. A database stores all the information. And SQL helps us ask questions from it. SQL helps us choose what data to show, where helps us to filter out the data, order by helps us to sort the data, count helps us to count records, join helps us connect related tables. So SQL is not something to fear, it is simply a way to ask clear questions from organized data. Once you understand the idea, the code becomes much easier. So whenever in future you see SQL, remember this simple idea. SQL helps us turn stored data into useful answers. Thank you.